The Chargers from Flint Powers were oh so close to a state championship a year ago. They're back for another opportunity this year in the Class B finals. They will go up against Zeeland East, the Chicks, trying to cap off a perfect season with a Class B state title, but they have to win tonight to get it. The fans are filing in, and we are set for our last game of basketball in the boys high school season. Flint Powers and the Chargers taking on the Zeeland East Chicks. Welcome courtside here to Breslin, along with my partner Tim McCormick. I'm Dan Gutowski. So glad you're with us. And Tim, we have two teams that have taken different routes to get to this championship game, but they want the ultimate prize tonight.
A classic matchup, contrasting styles. Zeeland East, very strong fundamentally in the half court. Flint Powers loaded with balance, one of the best teams top to bottom that I've seen all year.
One of the players that we will spotlight tonight is Corey Van Dussen. He finished third in the Mr. Basketball voting for Zeeland East, and he talks about how he gets emotionally involved in his own game by loosening up a little bit in pregame warm-ups.
We're going to try and have fun with it. Coaches have been telling me, all season to put a smile on my face and just to go out there and have fun with it. So that's what we're going to try and do. We're trying to give it our best shot.
And it's easy to have fun when you're the best senior guard in all of Michigan in the semis versus Bridgeport. A dominant performance, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He has a major challenge against some outstanding speed by Flint Powers.
Now let's talk about the Chargers. They are playing with a heavy heart for the last 6 weeks of basketball because of the sudden death of freshman basketball coach John Daniels. Tim Herman talks about that aspect of the Chargers getting ready for a championship tonight.
They're just great kids, all of them, and they all have their special humor. But the one thing is they're very serious guys. They know that they have unfinished business. And it's not only unfinished business to get that state title for them and for Coach Daniels, but it's unfinished business for the school. This school has never had a state basketball champion in 39 years of existence. And so they're working hard not only for themselves, not only for their coach, not only for their parents, but for the whole Powers family.
A lot to play for the Chargers, a business-like approach. And there's Shane Moreland, Sugar Shane, a premier scorer, 56 straight games in double figures.
We got a good guard matchup as well with Patrick Lucas Perry for the Chargers against Jace Henneveld for the Chicks. Our Class B final coming up next from East Lansing here on FSN. NHSAA Boys Basketball Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by
stay together and have so much fun together. When they're not on the court, they go to somebody's house, they're all there. You know, we go to team dinner, they're all there, and they're all.
The MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
I have never seen a group of guys that get together and stay together and have so much fun together. When they're not on the court, they go to somebody's house, they're all there. You know, we go to team dinner, they're all there. And they're always joking with each other, always having a good time. And we never, I can't remember a problem.
That is head coach Mickey Cochran for Zeeland East talking about, well, the team that plays together well off the court seems to play together well on the court, and they are on the cusp of perhaps winning a Class B final. Let's get our starting lineups right now here for Flint Powers and Zeeland East as we turn it to our public address announcer, Eric O. for Seth. We have had 3 tremendous basketball games already today here at Breslin. And I got a good feeling, Tim, we're on the verge of having another great finish here in this Class B final.
There's no doubt these are 2 excellent teams that are based on fundamentals, especially with Zeeland because of the fact that they are a veteran team that is starting 5 seniors. Mickey Cochran has done a fantastic job in his 20th season.
And off we go as the Chargers and the Chicks are ready to get things going here. The Class B finals are underway, and Zeeland East wins the tip, and they go to work.
And expect extreme ball pressure. Flint Powers yesterday played all zone. Today, it'll be all man.
They go inside, and Snuggerud gets picked. And there's your first takeaway by Flint Powers.
Offensively, a spread offense. They have 5 scorers, all capable of shooting and driving.
Square up jumper, no, missed by O'Brien, and Snuggerud with the rebound. Baseline jumper short from that corner, missed by Henneveld. Here's Patrick Lucas Perry. Moreland, far wing.
And offensively, what you're going to see is a lot of drive and kick and finish at the rim. Wow.
Rodney Anderson stepping up for the game's first bucket. Flint Powers gets on the board first.
You know, the idea is that Shane Moreland and Patrick Lucas Perry will pick up full court with the thought that these teams do not have great depth. Played last night, remember?
Aronson going strong, gets it to finish with the right hand. Lucas Perry squares up, missed it, and a tap and a takedown on the board for Zeeland. Chicks driving left side, too hard, ball taken there. Here comes Sanders from the left side, and we got contact and our first foul. Here's the Taco Bell road to the finals. First up for Flint Powers. And look at the bottom of that screen. The second team from the bottom, Detroit Country Day. The Chargers went to Country Day, lost there in the regular season, but beat Country Day in the quarterfinals to get to the semifinals. Now here's Zeeland East. Their trip here, a little bit easier in the semis, but look at that game, the third one, Hudsonville Unity Christian, a double overtime nail-biter for the Chicks. And they advance. And no makes at the free throw line on that trip for Powers.
Corey Van Dussen, a superb scorer. Very creative, a crafty dribbler, not afraid to share the ball. But he is going to get so loaded up on defense. They have a good defender on him with more ready to come.
Shane Moreland smart enough to drive him into an area where there's another Charger to help out on defense, so it's almost like a 1.5 players covering him. They go Snuggerud, who hands it for Aronson. Aronson driving and getting blocked from behind, and a takeaway by Pat O'Brien. Skips ahead to Moreland, who lays it up, and they can't finish on the dunk to Anderson. Now here's a freebie on the other side, and Snuggerud finishes for the Chicks.
Exactly the start that Coach Mickey Cochran was looking for. They've established their pace, and they're getting good help.
Drive from Sanders. Dish, low, Anderson to flush. He's feeling something.
At this pace, he's gonna have 40 dunks.
And he's all the offense that Flint Powers has had up to now. Here's Van Dussen dribbling and scoring off the one-hander off the glass. That's a tough shot. Lucas Perry almost lost it on the other end. Here's O'Brien scooping, and the finish for the Chargers.
Yesterday against Inkster, 32 minutes of zone, and Coach Tim Herman acknowledged the fact that they didn't want to show their best defense to Zeeland East, who was scouting.
Ball out of play. That's Lance Youngkrieg, who lost the basketball out of bounds, but foul on Lucas Perry. And here's jam number 2 if you're scoring at home, and we know you are.
Well, Rodney Anderson is a phenomenal long athlete, but the beauty of his attack is he's surrounded by scorers that allow him to get a lot of space, gaps and lanes right to the rim, so he must love the position he's on.
Youngkrieg at the free throw line trying to finish that one, and he does effectively with the roll. And a 2-point lead for the Chicks. Moreland at the top, pull-up jumper coming from Sanders, no.
4 of the Chargers in the starting lineup, all capable of 25-plus points.
Moreland fires and fills for 3.
And that would be one of them. You know, the defensive dilemma that East is going to have. Who do you focus on against the Chargers? They're all outstanding weapons.
Chicks basketball. And they are down 1 after the Shane Moreland triple. Low for Youngkrieg. Goes strong in traffic, gets the contact, and he'll shoot free throws. 3 ties and 3 lead changes already. This is what you expect from teams that get this far. A lot of poise. and aggressiveness early.
Yeah, the royalty of Class B at this point. Country Day acknowledged as the best all year, but Flint Powers beat them soundly. At 27-0, Zeeland East is definitely in the equation and belongs here.
Tim Herman had to make sure his team was emotionally right after that win over Country Day on Tuesday. And there's another good trip to the stripe for Young Krieg and Zeeland East's Chicks. And a rather deliberate half-court set here by Flint Powers. Moreland goes up and trying to get a foul, and he will get a whistle. Smart play by the senior. His older brother Tyler, part of the Flint Powers charge to the finals last year.
Tyler, a really strong player, college performer at Davenport, and Shane has come so far. I first saw him play when he was 7 years old, and the growth of his game. Not only is he a skilled shooter, but it's all the subtleties. He has an extremely high IQ, all the tricks and crafty plays that you could ever hope for.
Aronson has 2 fouls, so he goes out. Ricky Vogtberger's on the floor for Zeeland East to fill his spot, and there's a free throw miss. Nice follow, though, and the putback. That's a miss by O'Brien. Ball skips out to half court. They let it go, and it's going to be Zeeland East basketball. We have our first timeout on the floor here in East Lansing. The Class B finals up for grabs. Shane Moreland lifting the Chargers. We're back with more in a moment.
As a team, we've shot at least 40 free throws a practice, at least. We've been playing harder defense.
I have a bunch of players that we've had for a while. Corey has been with us for 4 years, and Jace and Brad Aronson and Nate Snuggerud have been up for 3 years. These guys are close, and
I'll take it out.
Yeah, always. Dead even at 10 as we continue through our first quarter of basketball. That's Mickey Cochran talking in the Zeeland East huddle right now. He talks about the great togetherness that this team has had, not just this year, but for a very long time.
I have a bunch of players that we've had for a while. Corey has been with us for 4 years, and Jace and Brad Aronson and Nate Snuggerud have been up for 3 years. These guys are close, and we've become close. I mean, it's like all I can remember is these guys being here. So it's going to be a very difficult thing when they leave. But this is really an easy job for me. I mean, the harder work was when they were a little younger. Now it's almost a press a button and just kind of let them go.
And championship teams are built with seniors, and Corey is such a hard worker. As a matter of fact, Coach Cochran said that he has had phone calls over 100 times during Corey's career saying, "Coach, can you come tonight and open up the gym for me?" And when your best player is your hardest worker, it sets a very high standard for the rest of the players.
Van Dusen with the ball, but he gives it up. They come on the perimeter for Henneveld, who goes strong on the right side, and there's a foul inside. Coming next month to Fox Sports Detroit, it's the return of MHSAA Magazine, a seasonal recap of state finals competition, highlighting the team and individual champions in all sports. The winter recap of MHSAA Magazine premieres Saturday, April 18th at noon, right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
At the foul line, Jace Henneveld, really a strong role player, understands his job. A quarterback, and he's going to be playing at, I believe, Ferris State.
Averaging over 12 points a game for this team. And there's a make. And we break our tie. It's been very, very back and forth for these teams. Moreland up faking. Held the ball and gets it to Lucas Perry. They go low, O'Brien dishing. Anderson the hook. Can't get it to roll. Moreland hustling for the board. Taps it up, no. Ball still loose inside. And Zeeland East comes away with it. Chargers had multiple chances to tap it home and couldn't finish. And here's Van Dusen. How about that? That is an all-business, off-balance scoop. That's horse right there. And there's O'Brien with the answer inside the three-point line for two.
Now, offensively, Zeeland East has shown the ability to get by the first line of defense, and that's going to have to be cleaned up.
Van Dusen left it short, but a foul on the almost rebound by Zeeland East. And Snuggerud called for the whistle. Here's this one again.
A double cross with a tricky horse finish. I think you're right. If you face that, you get an H. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, his arms were held when he was going airborne. He got him loose and laid it in. That is fun to watch. Here's Lucas Perry. Pull up. Blocked. Nate Snuggerud got that block. They go long ahead. In transition, goes behind the back, and he controls it. Here's the three up on the way. Short. Missed by Corey Van Dusen. Whistle after they break the timeline.
Yeah, the game keys for Flint Powers tonight. You can really see in the first quarter that the game plan starts to get executed. They love the speed game, and the faster, the better. They feel that they're a little bit more athletic than the Chicks. And so maybe the first three quarters, you feel like you can hang with Flint Powers, but in the fourth quarter, that's where the Chargers feel that they'll have the biggest advantage.
Moreland driving, dishing out. O'Brien as we are inside a minute 40 in our first quarter of the Class B finals. Moreland from way out. Too hard. O'Brien with the rebound, but I think he went over the back.
Now, out of all of the Flint Powers players, it's hard to identify who their best player is. On a given night, it can be any one of four different guys, and Patrick O'Brien's going to sit down, a stud tight end in football, getting recruited by several Big Ten teams.
6'4", 220. And he plays like a guy who enjoys the physical contact as Van Dusen gets double teamed and can't find a passing lane. Now ball is tapped out in front of the Powers bench, and they say it's Chicks basketball.
This last summer, the Chicks went to Michigan State's camp, Grand Valley's team camp, Central Michigan's. There's a lot of togetherness, a lot of experience together, and it shows.
Open three, and a miss. And ball skips out of bounds. And Zeeland East will get the basketball back. John Houtman on the miss.
I'm watching Corey Van Dusen and his body language. Man, you see what I see. He's got his hands on his knee. He's breathing hard already. We're still in the first quarter. Keep an eye on that because he's getting a heavy workload. Patrick Lucas Perry has him right now. He and Shane Moreland are switching on and off.
He's 6'3", 175, and he's getting bigger, but he's one of those kids who just doesn't add weight naturally. Baseline cut and a miss. Orland gets blocked. A follow misses as well. And ball is out of bounds. No. Now it's picked up off the floor. Snuggerud goes strong. Bodies everywhere. Sorry, that was Henneveld on the drive. And the miss. The Chargers escape with the basketball. Moreland gives it back for Lucas Perry. Patrick will set it up here for Flint Powers.
Zeeland East really a good man-to-man defensive squad. They keep their man in front of them. They offer help when necessary.
Shane backs out to give himself a little space. And the Chargers ready to go for the last shot here in the first quarter. Shane gets the space, doesn't get the roll though, and out of bounds. And we are into the end of our first quarter. Just like we told you, a tight game that's going to go back and forth. We start our second quarter next. The Class B Finals, Flint Powers and Zeeland East will pick it up next here in East Lansing.
Well, yeah, this season's all dedicated to Coach John Daniels. I mean, there wasn't a nicer guy I could have picked out of the Powers community. He was just always there cheering us on every varsity game. He was always on the bench, keeping Coach Sherman from losing his mind. But that's what Coach Daniels was all about. It was a hard pill to swallow when we lost him, but when we know come tomorrow night that he'll be there with us.
I just switched it out.
Welcome back to Breslin. Our second quarter coming up between Flint Powers and Zeeland East. Every journey to the state championship has its fair share of bumps in the road for both teams, but there's no way to be prepared for what Flint Powers experienced not long ago. Mary Brady joins us with more on that angle. Mary?
Thanks, Dan. Well, last month, Chargers freshman basketball coach John Daniels passed away unexpectedly. I spoke to senior Shane Moreland yesterday, and he assured me that the spirit of Coach Daniels will live on with the Chargers.
Well, yeah, this season's all dedicated to Coach John Daniels. I mean, there wasn't a nicer guy I could have picked out of the Powers community. He was just always there cheering us on every varsity game. He was always on the bench, keeping Coach Sherman from losing his mind. But that's what Coach Daniels was all about. It was a hard pill to swallow when we lost him, but when we know come tomorrow night that he'll be there with us.
Coach Daniels' family is here today to support the Chargers, but it will not equal the amount of support that this team has shown for the loss of their friend and coach. Dan, back to you.
So a very emotional moment for everybody in the Flint Powers basketball family, and they're certainly hoping that they can honor his memory by bringing home a state title in Class B tonight. We start our second quarter of basketball. The Chargers in the dark blue jerseys, the Chicks from Zeeland East in their whites. And Moreland controlling it out high for Flint Powers. Lucas Perry driving, spinning, shooting, missing. Rebound inside. Nice reach there, but Flint Powers can't get it away. That was Luke Weishud. Sorry, not Luke, but Pierre Brackett, who tried to force it up, but no contact, no foul, and no hoop.
A lot of size along the front line for Zeeland.
Ball handler right now is Aronson. He'll up fake and hold his shot. Snuggerud for Duncreek, who dribbles, turns, off balance. No, almost got his own rebound and hit the floor hard. Out of bounds, it's Flint Powers basketball.
At this point in the game, the number one statistic that you have to look at has to do with turnovers. Does Zeeland East look composed? Absolutely, versus very good ball pressure. So far, the Chicks, only one turnover.
not surprising to me. Flint Powers driving hard, right side, score. DeMarco Sanders. Takeaway in the backcourt. And a lob, and we got a player hard on the floor that was pushed down. Here's the backcourt steal.
Patrick Lucas Perry is an absolute jet. And if you don't know about him, keep an eye, because he may be the best sophomore point guard in the entire state of Michigan. His basketball IQ is off the charts. The speed is so well respected.
Lucas Perry shooting the free throws tomorrow. A final preseason look at the 2009 Detroit Tigers as they take on the Atlanta Braves in spring training action. The Grapefruit League coverage with Mario and Rod begins tomorrow at 1 on Fox Sports Detroit. A little bit of a scrum under the basket, ball kicked out. This is a 6-0 Flint Powers run.
And a nice adjustment defensively. Tim Herman put on a 1-2-2 full court press. You call that UConn, what the Huskies do so well.
Nice up fake and a drive here. Van Dusen will kick inside, and ball stolen away. Moreland takes it, and he's called for the travel. Again, free throw shooting not strong for Flint Powers, just 1 of 4 from the free throw line after our first quarter.
I remember last year when they were beaten, Country Day, it was an important game. They made 29 out of 36 when they beat Country Day this year, and that was a real eye-opener. Last year, that's why they lost in the finals.
And Moreland with a block and a takeaway. Ball wrapped up. And here's Van Dusen from behind the back. Boy, did that look good. And they finish it with the basket. And Brad Aronson is going to the free throw line to try the three-point play. Van Dusen says, hey, you know what? If I can't score, I'm going to start dishing the rock.
Hey, it's a treat to watch Van Dusen. A beautiful star player delivery. And sometimes if you're not going to let someone score, they can still beat you in other ways. The defense is loaded up to stop him, so he's going to make sure he involves his teammate. I've got a feeling he's not going to be off the court very much in this game.
And there's the bonus on the free throw to tie it up at 16. Van Dusen with only 4 points right now. But again, stamina may be an issue for him. There's a takeaway. Tap ball, they come to Van Dusen to bring it up. Up fake there. Aronson driving right side. He found no one to pass to. They outlet quickly to Moreland, who gets a tap from behind. Nice collision. Ball still loose on the floor. And they say it's off Flint Powers, and Shane Moreland could not control the basketball.
Yeah, Shane Moreland leaks out better than any player that I've seen this year. What kind of hustle is that? My goodness.
Both of them.
That was great. That was what I love about high school basketball.
And Dusen almost gets picked from behind. Moreland reached in. And again, they got to be careful about that. That's Shane's first. Sometimes it seems easy to let a guy get a step in front of you and try and pick from behind. But you're going to have to be careful because Corey Van Dusen has seen it all. And now they switch Lucas Perry on him. Lucas Perry closes off that space. And now here's Youngkrieg up strong. Left it short, off the rim. And a dive on the floor and a pickup for the Chicks. Nice up fake. 2 up fakes and a finish on the baseline drive by Nate Snuggerud. The Chicks up 2. Lucas Perry can't quite knock it home. 2 chances to put it down. And bodies are flying everywhere. Van Dusen kicks it out. And a foul inside, and the basketball's going the other way for Flint Powers. O'Brien back on the floor. And also subbing in for the Chargers, Pierre Brackett for DeMarco Sanders.
This Zeeland East team has all these seniors, and when they were in 6th grade, they formed a summer team and started playing together, so they have so much good history.
O'Brien just put a shoulder right into the chest of Nate Snuggerud, and it's a free throw trip for the Chargers.
I made the comment earlier about Patrick O'Brien that he's a big-time football recruit. If you put 2 more inches on him, he'd be just as big of a basketball recruit.
And he hits the first free throw. O'Brien only a junior. He's got time to get a few more inches.
And I would imagine, looking at this roster, they're going to miss Moreland, but they're going to be just as good next season.
Falling back with Patrick Lucas Perry is comforting. But that's for beyond. That's beyond this one.
You can really see the way they're trying to force Van Dusen to his left hand. They don't want any part of him going right. What a
that throw. Too bad they couldn't finish. A strong block by the Chargers. They let it go, and Flint Powers will get the basketball. 7 ties and 5 lead changes. This Class B final could go to the wire. Flint Powers and Zeeland East. We're back with more second quarter after this.
As a team, we've shot at least 40 free throws a practice at least. We've been playing harder defense, going harder in practice, running a lot more, and we're just all together more experienced and more as a team.
That's Flint Powers and Patrick Lucas Perry on the bench as we continue our second quarter. We talked about the disappointment of losing the championship last year, in large part because you couldn't make free throws to finish it. Patrick talks about how that has been a huge jumping point for this team to get better at this season.
As a team, we've shot at least 40 free throws a practice at least. We've been playing harder defense, going harder in practice, running a lot more, and we're just all together more experienced and more as a team, and we become bonding, and we just become an excellent team and a team that knows each other a lot better.
And last year in the state finals, they lost by 1 point to Lansing Catholic Central, and they missed free throws late. The free throw work is evident in their matchup against Country Day. PLP went to the line against Ray McCallum. 14 out of 17 from the line. He had 29 points and a great matchup.
And he misses that one badly, and the easy rebound comes to Zeeland East and Snuggerud. And here's Van Dusen. They try to get it to him. He has to make a wild pass for a save. They come out to Moreland, who skips it ahead to Lucas Perry, who knifes in from the left side for the score. 4 points for Patrick. Starting to get warmed up here.
You notice how they won't let him go to his right hand?
Now he gets a little space, but nowhere to shoot. They try to go in traffic. A hard pass by Van Dusen. Again, the Chargers break out. Perry by himself for the scoop and the score. Now a 4-point lead, a 6-0 Charger run is happening right now. Aronson Snuggerud twisting, turning, and scoring inside for the Chicks. He's got 6 points to lead Zeeland East. O'Brien will spin and shoot high off the glass. No. And the Chargers force it back up. A thank you very much, Hoop, for Pierre Brackett.
And what an effort Pierre Brackett had last night in the semifinals. 9 points in a supporting role, made 5 out of 6 from the line.
Van Dusen gets trapped. Snuggerud goes strong and scores. Eight points for him. He continues to provide a lot of offense early for Zeeland East. O'Brien catches the lob, not quite. He gets fouled right after the catch. 2 fouls on Nate Snuggerud.
And what a bright future for Nate Snuggerud. He runs hard, he can score inside. Snugs, as Coach told us he calls him, is really become very strong. And they played a pretty good practical joke on him, didn't they?
They absolutely did. We'll try to work that in later. It's a long story. I might need a little time. Basically, it involved signing up on a message board and putting some trash talk about Nate's game. And the source of the trash talking was coming from his teammates. They let it all go for about a week because they know that he reads those message boards, and then they pulled the rug out from under him at practice, and he got so mad, in a good way, that he walked off and they howled at him off the floor.
And it's funny when the practical joker has one played on him.
Our school profile presented by Farmers Insurance. Flint Powers, of course, a basketball powerhouse for a long time. Of course, the start for General Motors and a great athletic tradition in the Flint area. Strong drive, but no finish there by Henneveld. And a Powers Chargers rebound.
Manly rebound by Brackett. He went up in traffic. Those are the kind of rebounds that make a statement.
Lucas Perry to give up the baseline jumper, blocked. Clean block by Snuggerud. Van Dusen will try and score in transition. It just rolls out. Nice reach for the rebound, and they call it a Zeeland East turnover. They were out of bounds when they grabbed it.
This is as simple as I could put it. The reason that Powers is winning right now is because Lucas Perry has done a great job defensively on Van Dusen. Also, Shane Moreland deserves credit as well. But to hold that guy to 4 points at this point, tremendous.
Moreland strokes a 3, off the rim and knocked down. 7 rebounds. And a foul. Zeeland East. Our school profiles, again, presented by Farmers Insurance. They are on the west side of the state, very close to Lake Michigan. And former pitcher Jim Cott, one of the all-time greats, currently living in Zeeland. We'll maybe he's in the stands tonight.
Kitty Cott. You know, another guy that actually played at Zeeland for Coach Cochran. Jay Reamersma, remember the tight end from Michigan, played for the Bills and the Steelers, was a 2-time All-Stater.
And off to the bench goes Henneveld. Van Dusen at the free throw line. Makes them both. And we are down to our final 30 seconds of our first half. Van Dusen on the steal, lost the handle. Can they still score in transition? No, he's off the mark there. And here come the Chargers. DeMarco Sanders.
A nice recognition, understanding clock and score and time and knowing that it's time for one shot.
They're going to hold it and try and build on their modest 2-point lead here in the Class B Finals. They'll have to take it himself. They'll fire and miss. The tap, no, and we go to our halftime with a 2-point lead for Flint Powers Chargers. Patrick Lucas Perry. A strong first half for Flint Powers. And here's Patrick Lucas Perry with some serious game here in our Class B finals.
I can't hear anything.
There's your score right there. Tim Herman is joining us right now on the sidelines. Tim, just some of your impressions of what you liked and maybe didn't like in the first half.
Well, we got too many turnovers, but you know, the guys all in all are playing pretty good, both teams, and what a great game.
Defensively, nice job in the first half on Van Dussen. What do you have to do to slow Snuggerud?
Well, you know, he's tough inside. We didn't want to get Rodney with a second foul, so, you know, we just got to double down on him a little more.
Tim, energy for your team right now. Do you see any fatigue and anything like that as we get set for our second half?
Well, we're a second half team, hopefully, and we'll see. This is what this conditioning hopefully pays off.
Thank you, Tim. Good luck, and we'll see you in the second half.
Thank you.
Tim Herman is the head coach for Flint Powers. The Chargers trying to get the title they thought they had last year. We're back with some halftime highlights and analysis in just a moment. It's the Class B finals here on FSN from East Lansing.
The Charles E. Forsyth Award is in its 32nd year of existence and is named after the first full-time director of the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Recipients are selected each year by the MHSAA Representative Council based on an individual's outstanding contribution to the interscholastic athletic community. More information.
DeRue's heartbeat for family, friends, and basketball until that fateful game on November the 28th, 2008, when it stopped beating altogether. That day, his life ended.
Service and council history, including 8 years as president. He also provided leadership on numerous
Hello.
High School Athletic Association is proud to present the Charles E. Forsyth Award to Paul Ellinger. Congratulations to Paul Ellinger, the 2009 recipient of the...
A very tight game in the Class B finals between Flint Powers and Zeeland East here at the half here at the Breslin Student Event Center. Welcome back here to the Breslin. I'm Dan Gutowski, and again, a lot of great stories throughout the course of this high school basketball season. One story that we have to reflect on, we all know that life is very fragile. When you're in high school, you have a tendency to kind of forget about things like that and take that for granted, and you walk around with kind of an air of invincibility. A sense of mortality, though, and the miracle of life itself are at the forefront of one high school athlete and family, the forefront of Taylor DeRue, his family, and the basketball team at Holland High School. We pick up that story now from our Trevor Thompson.
16-year-old Taylor DeRue's heartbeat for family, friends, and basketball until that fateful game on November the 28th, 2008, when it stopped beating altogether. That day, his life ended, and a miracle began.
He was essentially, from what doctors were telling us, dead.
No one can imagine what goes on in a parent's mind in an unimaginable situation such as this.
It was definitely a faith builder. faith-building time for me. I think one of the hardest things for me is with Taylor, they had him cooled down to about 91 degrees, and he just laid there, and I couldn't cover him up. I couldn't put a blanket, and when you see your son there all covered in goosebumps, and as a mom, you can't cover him up, that was probably one of the most tough things for me.
Upon arriving at the hospital, doctors had many questions for Taylor's mom, Sarah. Questions about Taylor's health, habits, and history. Family history questions for which she had no answers.
That's one of the, I guess, kind of the hard things when you adopt, and it's sort of what we call a closed adoption. You might get that medical information at that snapshot in history 16 years ago, but what happened in that 16 years?
After his heart attack, Taylor spent several days in the hospital in a drug-induced coma. His mother at his side the entire time, talking to him for hours on end. But when he eventually came to, surprisingly, it was not the voice of his mother that stirred him.
And the coach said his name, Taylor, and he just, bam, those eyes went open.
I told him to get up, and he opened his eyes and kind of looked at us. His mom, she kind of freaked out a little bit.
Coach Chapman, he's an awesome coach. He's an awesome guy. He was one of my teachers before, and he's coach last year. And just a great guy, good coach.
But no idea why you responded to his voice?
I have no idea.
It's symbolic that it was the voice of Taylor's basketball coach that caused him to stir, because once he did, he had only one thing on his mind.
And that's all I can think about lately is just getting back in the game. I mean, I'm losing sleep over it.
He was pretty sure I had done something to him, and, to make him be here, and I was keeping him from basketball, and I was, ruining his life by putting him here in this hospital. So it took a while to convince him that, what happened, because he literally had no idea.
It just wasn't fitting through my head what happened, and it was kind of confusing for me more than anything, because I felt normal and everything, and it's just, why can't I play, and what's wrong with my heart, and that kind of idea.
The most amazing thing about that confrontation was that Taylor was speaking at all.
Really, after he woke up, he was literally dribbling a basketball down the hall. It took a little minute for the memory to come back completely, but completely intact now. But his personality was there right away. The doctor just stick his head in the door and say, God is good. And it's like, yes, yes.
But for Taylor to truly be Taylor once again, he'd have to be back in action on the court. And after doing all the possible due diligence, Taylor became part of a select number of athletes to return to their sport with a defibrillator in their chest.
It'll give me a shock if the heartbeat goes too high or too low, or if it has any kind of arrhythmia, like skipping a beat or anything like that. As soon as you start playing, I just kind of forget about it and just play through it. And I just love the game too much. I can't really let it bother me.
And now a kid who was once dead is alive. A kid who should never have been able to play basketball again, played again this season, and now hopes to one day play Division I college hoops. And a kid who took his parents and 10 adopted siblings for granted is now able to treasure each and every day with them. And the reason for this is simple: if you believe.
Seriously, it's a miracle. And I know some people will kind of poo-poo that, but there is no other explanation.
If there's another way to explain and describe a miracle, I'd like to hear to see it, because I think he's a walking miracle right now.
It's definitely a miracle. I'm thankful for all those people, all the trainers, the nurse, everybody.
So you'd say you believe in miracles?
Yeah, I have to. I don't have much of a choice.
What a powerful story. Best wishes to Taylor DeRue. A comeback is in order right now for Zeeland East. They're battling Flint Powers in the Class B finals. We're back with halftime highlights in a moment.
Where's the Ike and Mike's? Oh, I'm breaking them out. All right. Halftime power surge.
Yeah. Still very much undecided here at Breslin as we are at halftime of the Class B finals between Flint Powers and Zeeland East. Welcome back to Breslin. Dan Gutowski along with Tim McCormick. And to Tim, we expected a close game. Let's look at our first half highlight package. We got a lot of good plays to look at here.
Well, what you saw is that Flint Powers excels in two areas. Athleticism, getting to the rim. There's early. Anderson to the rim. Nice delivery from Moreland. Also, another nice delivery when he got to the rim early. Great success. Also, the second string in transition. Patrick Lucas Perry getting out, playing the 94-foot game. I thought that Zeeland East did a fantastic job slowing tempo. And there's Coach showing the fundamentals of the game. Snuggerud was really strong in the paint, going and attacking the lane. He's going to be double teamed in the second half, I would anticipate. What is going to be the reaction for Zeeland East?
We have had three very exciting games so far here in East Lansing today. Our Class B final could go down to the wire as well. A big dunk early for Flint Powers. They lead at the half here. Our third quarter is coming up next.
Yes.
I'll go to the gym and usually it's locked. So I'm always calling coach. And then if he's not around, he'll call his son. And then if he's not around, he'll call his other son. He's always thinking of some way to try and help me in.
Flint Powers up by just 2 on Zeeland East. We get set to start our third quarter. Senior Corey Van Dussen has one of the best shooting strokes in Michigan for Zeeland East. Mary Brady steps in now. She'll tell you this thing of beauty came through a lot of hard work, Mary.
That's right, Dan. If you looked up the term gym rat in the dictionary, I am pretty sure you will see a picture of Corey Van Dusen. He works out before practice, during practice, and even after practice. If it were possible to move into the gym, Corey would be the first one to pack his pajamas.
I'll go to the gym and usually it's locked. So I'm always calling coach. And then if he's not around, he'll call his son. And then if he's not around, he'll call his other son. He's always thinking of some way to try and help me in.
He just shoots and he ball handles. And, when he was younger, I just started calling him lights out. Nobody knew what that meant. They thought, oh, he shoots well. I said, no, he turns the lights out when he leaves, because I'm gone. I'm home already, and he's still there.
Corey even had a key to the gym for a while until it was taken away by the principal, but that still didn't hurt his game, as you can see here today. Dan, back to you.
Thanks, Mary. That energy bill at Zeeland East gets sky high when he leaves the lights on as he's shooting. More after this from East Lansing. MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find an agent near you, call MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Farmers Insurance. To find an agent near you, call 1-800-FARMERS. Let's take a look at our halftime stats presented by the MHSAA officials for kids. Tim, what stands out for you?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is a defensive game. Both of these teams have followed the scouting reports. It's even. I mean, you could say they're both a little bit careless. It's great defense. Field goal percentage, a little bit low. Really good defense. Plus, tired legs. Plus, the excitement, enthusiasm. This has been a very hard-fought game. And here's the truth. Neither one of these schools has ever won a state championship in boys basketball in 60 minutes. The streak will be over for one of these teams.
This will be a serious gut check in the second half as the Chicks miss the first shot of the third quarter. There's O'Brien airballing his first shot in this third quarter.
Watch the tempo. If it's slow, that's a huge advantage for Zeeland East. Flint Powers is going to try everything they can to speed this thing up.
Van Dussen gets knocked to the floor, and the ball goes inside to Snuggerud, who tries to shoot, and he'll go to the stripe.
Now, I've been surprised at the fact that in this game, Flint Powers Catholic defensively has been very undisciplined at times in terms of leaving their feet. Anytime there's a shot fake or a ball fake, they're leaning. That has to be corrected.
That's the third foul on Shane Moreland. And off he goes to the bench to lose a chance to stay on the floor. Does not sit well for that ultra-competitive senior. And there's back-to-back misses on the free throw. And O'Brien is able to draw contact as he dribbled it up the floor. And they call that on Lance Youngkrieg. He's got his first foul. They bring the basketball back to half court. Snuggerud with 8 points leading Zeeland East. O'Brien with 8 points to lead Flint Powers.
And not much depth for Flint Powers. Will be interesting to see if they fatigue. Starters played big minutes last night, and they will tonight as well.
Here's O'Brien. And a hard drive by Lucas Perry. The pull-up off the rim. And the rebound by Zeeland. And here's the Chicks. Baseline jumper off the back of the rim. Who will step up and play strong with the state beat title on the line? There's a miss off the front rim by Hannibal.
Do you get the sense that the perimeter game is going to be shaky because of the tired legs?
Likely, yes. And a kick out. Lucas Perry drills it down for the first hoop of the third quarter for the Chargers. And here's Van Dussen. Throws it a little too high, but under control for Aronson. Aronson squares, got his man up. Now, the jumper up. Van Dussen misses. And the rebound comes to the Chargers. He almost took it away in front of the Flint Powers bench. After a long, tough winter, Fox Sports Detroit is delighted to usher in spring with the return of April in the D. Our month-long celebration of the city's sports passion. April in the D features nearly 40 telecasts among the Tigers, Pistons, and Red Wings on Fox Sports Detroit, as well as on Fox Sports Detroit Plus and HD. 3 great teams, 1 great month. It's April in the D, coming soon to Fox Sports Detroit.
Rodney Anderson at the line, nicknamed A-Rod. It took me a little while to figure out how Rodney Anderson could be A-Rod. I eventually figured it out, though.
Been a long day for you too, hasn't it? And he gets the second one to drop. A 5-point lead for Flint Powers. You know, every coach talks about, hey, we got to win the first 5 minutes of the third quarter. And Flint Powers they haven't won the first 5 minutes, but Zeeland East and the Chicks haven't made a move yet.
No, and the full court pressure is a fantastic idea by Tim Herman. And I'm not even saying they have to force turnovers, but to speed up the pace. Remember, Flint Powers is more apt to win this game if it's 94 feet, running up and down, shooting the ball, trying to get to the rim. If it's walk it up, execute the offense, then the Chicks have a big advantage.
Henneveld at the free throw line with a make and a double make to make it a three-point basketball game. Again, Shane Moreland on the bench for Flint Powers. Again, they're keeping the tempo low right now. Here's Lucas Perry. He'll pull up and miss off the rim. The follow, big finish from Rodney Anderson. Let's see where some spark comes on offense. No problem going inside to Snuggerud. He finishes and he's got 10 points. Unfortunately, it's Van Dussen who is checking Lucas Perry, and Perry pulls up there and drains the jumper. You're going to lose a lot of energy trying to check Patrick Lucas Perry. And here's a three, up and bottom of the net. For the big hit there for Jace Henneveld. Their first basket makes it a two-point game. Hard drive and off the rim. The putback and the count for the Chargers.
You know, one thing that we're noticing in this game, all of the perimeter players love to drive to their right defensively. If you make guys go left, their effectiveness drops a lot.
And here's Young Krieg, lost the handle.
An example right there.
Gets it back, and they come up top for Aronson, who drives through traffic. Hard shot, no. Chargers fighting for the rebound. They get the finish. That's Young Krieg. Lucas Perry, this tempo now starting to heat up a little bit as players get back into some game flow in our third quarter. We're past the midway point. And a long pass, hard pass, out of bounds, and it's a turnover. We're coming back with the third quarter continuing here between Flint Powers and Zeeland East. The Class B finals continue next.
It's been completely awesome. Playing basketball is a lot of fun, and my kind of motto for the team the whole year is just to go out and play ball. I mean, our team is so talented that I think we can go out and we can compete with any team in the state and potentially win any game.
The good news for Zeeland East in the huddle right there. They're in the hunt for the State B championship. The bad news is for Lance Henneveld, the last high school game together with a lot of his teammates.
It's been completely awesome. Playing basketball is a lot of fun, and my kind of motto for the team the whole year is just to go out and play ball. I mean, our team is so talented that I think we can go out and we can compete with any team in the state and potentially win any game.
And over the last 7 years, they have played year-round together, a senior-laden team that has developed so much chemistry. Over that time, you understand when your teammates are going off the dribble where they're going to pass you the ball. If you help on defense, you get the confidence that somebody has your back, and it certainly shows in the way they perform.
We talk about the close games we've had already today. The biggest lead either way for this game is 5 points. Flint Powers has had that lead twice. Right now it's only a 2-point lead. Pull-up jumper. And the make by Van Dusen. He needs to get his offense on track. He's got 8 points. And we're tied at 35. Hard drive to the basket and an offensive charge. DeMarco Sanders. Again, the big body's taking the brunt of that physical play down low. Great heads-up defense by Henneville.
What a matchup at the point. Van Dusen, Lucas Perry have played the entire game. No breaks whatsoever. Who's going to be standing with the last 3 minutes to go?
That's the 11th turnover for Flint Powers. Step move by Van Dusen to create some space. Boy, he's really had to use a lot of energy, but he finishes on the right side there.
Well, I'm telling you, if you let him go right, he will destroy you.
Shane Moreland back in the game. The Chargers need him. Here's a run out. And no, he couldn't finish from the left side. That was a big effort by Henneville. This is a 6-0 run for the Chicks. Moreland up faking, shooting, and he answers for the Chargers. Shane couldn't have re-entered the game at a better time. He's got 7.
I really like the way that the Chicks run their offense. Very good off the dribble, strong post, the perimeter game action. What else is there?
Young Krieg opens up with a shot and missed it off the rim. Shane up the side. Passes out. Lucas Perry squares up, and he's called for the travel. That's a close one.
I agree, though. He caught it, and he took an extra step. And he actually stepped down the line. It would have been a 2.
Substitution for Zeeland East. John Houtman comes in. And Brad Aronson goes out. And also a breather for Jace Henneville. And Mike Radernick comes in for him. Van Dusen breaks the timeline. He'll square up. Doesn't roll on the rim, and it rolls out for Flint Powers. O'Brien spins it, drives it, dishes, and they can't handle it inside. Rodney Anderson off his fingertips. Coming next month to Fox Sports Detroit, the return of MHSAA Magazine, a seasonal recap of state finals competition, highlighting the team and individual champions in all sports. The winter recap of MHSAA Magazine premiering Saturday, April 8th at noon here on Fox Sports Detroit. Foul on Rodney Anderson. His athleticism has really helped Flint Powers. And O'Brien comes out for Matt Berner, the junior.
27-0 for Zeeland East. And here is a little bit of contained defense.
Hard shot, and they put Van Dusen on the floor. And they say it's Zeeland East basketball.
Wow, it looked like he took the ball out of bounds. I'm kind of anxious to see this.
There it is. And so the Chicks trying to stay right with Flint Powers, blow for blow. But there's another turnover.
Remember Ali Frazier? You know, Hearns, Hagler. Not a lot at the end. They were just so fatigued. That's what we're going to see here in the fourth quarter.
And almost a takeaway by Van Dusen on Lucas Perry. Now Moreland tries to create. Inside our last minute of the third quarter, Moreland squares it and misses. Great follow, though, for the Chargers score. And a steal in the backcourt. Moreland Can't keep his feet, but they get the basketball. Big finish here. Lucas Perry hits it. 5-point lead in our last 30 seconds. And the Chargers are letting it all hang out on defense now. A 7-0 Flint Powers run. Van Dusen looking, shooting, can't make it. They still got time. Van Dusen in the corner. Gets double teamed. Inside 10. And here's Horling. They lob inside. Snuggerud will spin and get fouled, and he'll shoot free throws.
Snuggerud getting a lot of attention in the post. Anderson was having double team help from Brackett along the baseline, and he allowed Snuggerud to get to the middle.
Zeeland East hitting that free throw. They survived that little mini splurge by Flint Powers. Chargers right there, and now Young Creek comes on. A couple of Chicks players go to the bench. And Henneveld's back on 2. 2 for 2 from the stripe. And we go to the end of our third quarter with a nails-tight basketball game. A 3-point lead for Flint Powers. Nothing decided yet here in the Class B Finals. The ball's flying everywhere, and some shots are dropping too. We're back with a big finish. The fourth quarter is next here on FSN from East Lansing.
These guys, you know, whether it's a good pass, whether it's a better defense, or whether it's making that free throw, you know, we've come away from last year saying we need to do the little things to win big ball games, and that's what we've been working on.
Yep. Flint Powers with a small lead in the fourth quarter here as we get rolling. Tim Herman talks about his team learning to do the little things in the offseason to get them here tonight.
These guys, you know, whether it's a good pass, whether it's a better defense, or whether it's making that free throw, you know, we've come away from last year saying we need to do the little things to win big ball games, and that's what we've been working on.
And so far it's worked pretty darn well considering the tough road they had to get through just to get back to this championship game, Tim.
And it's all the little things. It's building a program and raising expectations. Coach was telling us today that they have a ritual of having pregame dinners at their house. Tim Herman, the family owns an Italian restaurant, so they eat a lot of pasta. And he also said, this is kind of a nice perk, he has a gymnasium in his house where the team can come over and shoot. So they come over and they eat, they watch videos, they shoot around. So really a nice setup for the Chargers.
A great family environment for Flint Powers. And they're trying to secure a Class B championship, but this game's still wide open as we start our fourth quarter here at Breslin. Chargers basketball. Remember Moreland playing with 3 fouls. Lucas Perry driving, spinning. Had to go 2 different ways, and now he gets blocked. Good ball pressure in the backcourt. They unload it. Nice catch by Youngkrieg to control the basketball for Zeeland East. Nice up fake, but no shot taken by Aronson. Youngkrieg drives, and he travels. This broadcast of this game, a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Fox Sports Detroit. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the images, descriptions, or accounts of this game may take place without express written consent. The clock apparently is not functioning, and that will get everybody's attention here, and the officials have to go to the scorer's table and clear everything up. There's an opportunity to put on some stripes and put yourself in the center of the action, where you can take part in a sport you love and help kids enjoy the privilege of participating in educational athletics. The MHSAA always needs new people to become high school sports officials, so put on some stripes and register online at MHSAA.com.
And we've been very impressed with the caliber of officiating, not only yesterday, but today.
They certainly earn their money with great athletes competing so hard. And we're back to business here at Breslin.
Shane Moreland, 56 straight games in double figures. He's got 7. Keep an eye.
He's got the ball right now. O'Brien driving, pulling up, knocking it down for the Chargers. Long ahead. Let's see what the Chicks can do. This time down. They try to go to the weak side. Moreland steps in for the takeaway. O'Brien, they've got numbers. There's the lob to Anderson, and some thunder on that dunk. Watch out here. There's a shot, and no foul call. They keep tapping at it, and it's Flint Powers basketball. The Chicks can't believe they didn't get a foul call.
A 7-point lead, the way this has been going on the defensive end, is a big lead.
Part of an 11-2 overall run. Anderson goes strong, this time from the left for the score. He's in double digits with 11 points, and timeout for Zeeland East. You told us, Tim, when would Flint Powers start using their athleticism? It looks like that time is now.
Well, it also begs the question, how much energy do they have left? East has used up so much. They don't have a great bench in terms of depth. And right now, what we're seeing is Tim Herman is saying, don't let up the pressure. A 13-2 run has been the biggest that we've seen in this game.
Strong effort from Tim Herman's Chargers. And frustration in the Zeeland East huddle. Can they stay composed?
Now, I think it's interesting that yesterday in the semifinals against Inkster, Tim Herman put a lot of confidence in his team to close things out because they stayed in a 2-3 zone the entire game. They did not want to give the Chicks a look at their full court pressure. We're seeing it full display right now. There's a couple of sophomores, Brackett and Lucas Perry, applying the pressure.
And here comes Van Dussen. He'll pull up. Can't get that one to roll on the rim. They chase it out, and it's knocked out by the Chicks. And Jace Henneveld trying to keep his emotions in check, but 2 taps and out. That was close.
Watch Moreland here. He'll hit the wing and then cut through. Kind of nice to have a guard that can play both the point and the shooting guard.
Shane goes far side. And again, now Flint Powers doesn't have to rush to do anything. They can play it nice and easy here. Hard pass down low. Too high off the rim, missed by Brackett. Ball loose on the floor, and there's Youngkrieg. Long ahead, stolen by Lucas Perry. Great court vision and court sense. He gets put down. Hard foul. Nothing mean-spirited about it, just two guys playing hard to win a state B title.
Boy, what a defensive play. The anticipation, picking it off. He had an idea there was somebody deep.
That's 3 fouls on Henneveld.
Lavelle Lucas Perry at Michigan, his brother. His sister, Victoria Lucas Perry, won 2 state championships for the girls. Dad, Lavelle, was a star at U of D under Dick Vitale. There's some pretty good lineage in that family, isn't there?
And they're trying to put some hardware in the trophy shelf with a Class B title right now. Here's Moreland. Inside Anderson.
Now, you get the sense they feel like they've got enough points.
He puts that one short, and Henneveld dribbles out. Pretty crafty dribbling by the big man, and Van Dusen loses the ball. Here's Shane bouncing for Lucas Perry. The finger roll layup goes for the Chargers.
Boy, fantastic delivery. He shot that one right through a keyhole.
Here comes Shane on the takeaway. He'll go strong, reverses it, just couldn't get it to go. Tell you what, Flint Powers has got a lot of people here. They want to blow the roof off this place. There's a ball in the backcourt, and timeout called by Van. No, they don't give him the timeout. They call a possession. Tough break, boy. Corey Van Dusen and the Chicks can't get a break here in this final quarter. Remember, this was only a 3-point game after 3 quarters of basketball. And off goes Pierre Brackett. And DeMarco Sanders on the floor now for the Chargers. Again, this is their biggest lead in double digits. Van Dusen. Nice look there. Blocked though. Tremendous effort there on the Young Creek shot. Rodney Anderson is everywhere. O'Brien will launch a 3 off the rim. Shane Moreland slaps it out. And a whistle on Shane. That's 4 fouls. And 3:55 left in our basketball game. Not an insurmountable lead, but Zeeland East has to know that it's time for them to move into a higher gear. We're back with a big finish in the Class B Finals. Flint Powers trying to win it here at East Lansing.
Flint Powers 355 from a state championship, and a big part of it has been the stellar play of athlete inside Rodney Anderson. 5 out of 8 from the field. All the elevation that you need, finishing strong inside, and if you don't like offense, how about a little high-flying defense? Number 55 has had a sensational game.
Long arms, long legs. And he's caused a whole bunch of problems for Zeeland East. A 15-2 run for Flint Powers. That goes all the way back to the end of the 3rd quarter. And right now, Zeeland East, the Chicks shooting just 29.5% on the basketball game.
You know, if Corey Van Dusen wakes up tonight and he's having a nightmare, I would imagine that Patrick Lucas Perry is going to be in that bad dream. He has been all over him.
Van Dusen has the basketball now. Let's see if they go to work quick. There's an air ball on a three taken by Aronson.
You know, last year, Zeeland East lost to Tri-Unity Christian in the state playoffs. They came to Breslin as a team to watch the championship. And they made the statement, next year this has to be us. Right now is the time to find some extra energy, try to finish this thing.
Ball out of bounds. The officials have to confer, and they give the basketball to the Chargers. That young man, Corey Van Dusen, with 10 points. Well off his season average. And they bring it in for Lucas Perry. And he's checked by Brad Aronson, so a good size mismatch. See what Lucas Perry creates.
Good idea to take some of the air out of the ball. Now you take layups. Threes are out of the question.
Lucas Perry going right to the basket. He got that one to go. That is courageous. And maybe a little bit crazy. But a 13-point lead now. Patrick Lucas Perry.
Well, we made the comment earlier that there are 5 players for Flint Powers Catholic that can be the best player in the game on a given night. Tonight is Patrick Lucas Perry, not only because of his scoring, but the fact that he's played lockdown defense.
The sophomore captain with 16 points, and the Chicks missed the 1-and-1. And Flint Powers Catholic Central will take a timeout. Here are the results from everything today here at Breslin. 2 nail-biters in the D&C finals this morning. Michael Talley leading Melvindale ABT to that win over Schoolcraft. Muskegon winning back-to-back titles in Class D. What about the performance? Keith Appling, 49 points. A one-man wrecking crew for Detroit Pershing to take them to the Class A championship.
And what made Appling so special, 49 points, he only took 24 shots.
One for the ages and one for the record books. 2:43 left in the season for Zeeland East and Flint Powers.
Mickey Cochran is a real leader. Creates genuine bonds with his team. And talk a little strategy on the Powers Catholic bench. It's pretty simple. You're up 13. The only way you lose this game is careless turnovers or quick shots. You don't need any more points. It doesn't matter how many you score. Just hold the ball and you win. On the other bench, Zeeland East has to get desperate. They have to force turnovers and they have to score points in a hurry.
They have gone without a field goal for the last 8 minutes and 16 seconds. To that guy there, it seems like a lifetime.
And that was really the storyline. Would Flint Powers be able to speed up? And here's a little trap, little run and jump defense.
Ball knocked in the backcourt, but not dangerous yet. Here comes pressure though. Shane Moreland. Can they dribble around? He'll scoop and miss. Shane gets hit hard on the floor. And he will go to the stripe. Snuggerud getting the foul, his third.
A lot of contact, and he fell hard. I enjoy watching Shane Moreland play. He is a very creative player with the ball. A lot of energy, a lot of spirit. He made a play in the semis last night where he had a layup, and instead threw the ball off the backboard, and Rodney Anderson dunked it. He's a very good free throw shooter. I'm surprised.
O'Brien all after that rebound. Well, if he's not a tight end, you don't have to think about it too much to see what a competitor he is and how hard he wants to secure a championship in Class B for his Charger teammates. They get the basketball back. He goes crashing in again. This time, though, the Chicks get it, and they run. They've got numbers 3-on-1. Nice dish. Young Krieg to finish, and the score for Zeeland East. They call a quick timeout. That ends the dry spell on offense. And let's see how they got it.
A great break in Van Dusen in transition. Very skilled passer. And this might be a time you press and then you look at possibly fouling. Remember, Flint Powers Catholic last year was tired and they lost the state championship to Lansing Catholic Central because they missed free throws late. Patrick O'Brien had a jump shot to win the game and he missed. Those are some of the demons right now that the Chargers are fighting.
They like what they see on the scoreboard, but 2 minutes and 11 seconds seems like an eternity for them right now. And they got to break that press, and they get contact with DeMarco Sanders getting bumped on that far sideline.
And that's okay. Shane Moreland just missed free throws, and you want to get into the bonus. They're 2 fouls away, so they don't want to get to the end and need fouls and then be in a position where they can't get them.
Lucas Perry splits that double team. And he gets contact from behind.
Still not in the bonus.
So right now it's a good situation. Not on the scoreboard for Zeeland East, but in terms of the fouls, Charger basketball. They come in for Shane. O'Brien tries to pass, and it's stolen. Van Dusen behind the back. The dish, the square up three on the way from Henneveld. It knocks it down for the Chicks. And it's an 8-point game. You know Zeeland East is going to go down swinging. Brett Aronson called for the foul. His third. Lucas Perry at the line. Probably not the player you want there, but you can't be picky right now.
How ironic that a year ago, Flint Powers lost a state championship at the free throw line. All year long, it's been an emphasis in practice shooting free throws. Here they're knocking him down.
He drops both of them. He's got 18 points. Game high here in the Class B finals. Van Dusen will gun and miss. O'Brien the rebound. Lucas Perry lost his dribble. Now he's in trouble. And a quick timeout called by Tim Herman to bail out Patrick Lucas Perry, who just got caught in the wrong spot on the floor. We will get right in the huddles for both teams, starting with Zeeland East.
I don't think they're going to let 55 have it. Let 55 have the ball, and then we bingo him, all right? He's the guy we want to get. All right, now, on all bathrooms now, we're going to call a timeout to do chance to set it here. But we need to keep it open. You want to keep it open? Yes. All right, let's go open. Where do they have the ball at? Down here? All right, let's deny. Let's overplay. Let's let 55 have it on the inbounds. How many fouls you got? Do it. Bingo. Unintentional now, okay? What? I got 3. Yes, 3. Hey, overplay the swing if you're going to roll right to who's taking it out. Okay? You roll right to Shane. 55
10 points is the lead for Flint Powers, but I guess after last year, you're never comfortable until it's double zeros on the scoreboard.
Now, it would be a miracle finish, and I like the strategy. He kept saying, we want number 55 to catch it. That's Rodney Anderson, the 6'7" senior. So they're going to cover everybody very hard and leave Anderson wide open and then foul him.
Chargers basketball, they go way back for Lucas Perry. Time is an ally for Flint Powers. There's a steal. Van Dusen on the pick. Will he finish it? He'll go strong. Can't get it to go. O'Brien with the rebound. Bounce pass. Strong jump and the block put on by Snuggerud. Sanders trying to finish it strong. 4 fouls on Nate Snuggerud, the senior. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say Van Dusen is snake bit, but Van Dusen just hasn't been able to finish the way he did in the semifinals last night.
That's fatigue. He's playing as hard as he can. His mind is telling him things that his legs just cannot deliver. 4 out of 15 in this game.
Now still an 11-point lead, almost a steal. The Chicks go hard, and Van Snuggerud gets the basket. And a quick timeout inside a minute. Again, a 9-point lead. Well, pretty soon if you're a coach, you run out of things to say, but we'll hear Mickey Cochran right now.
Let's get a good stop right now. Let's go thumbs down. Anticipate he's going to catch right here. Okay, LP. Somebody set a pick for LP. LP, you got to get the ball. Pat, if you don't, if he doesn't get it, break right here. How many timeouts we got left? Three.
Setting the screen for LP. That's Patrick Lucas Perry. They're going to throw it deep, and they want the ball in his hands. Fouls and traps. It's ironic that in the Zeeland East huddle, Mickey Cochran is saying, believe in our system. The students behind the bench are cheering, it's not over. They make free throws, it will be.
So the Chargers with the basketball, trying to secure a Class B title. And they went right to Lucas Perry, and they put the contact on him, and he'll shoot free throws. Van Dusen has picked up his second foul. Again, you know you're in good hands when anyone named Lucas Perry is shooting free throws, and he gets that one to drop.
Very impressive, and as both coaches break down the game film, there will be no complaints either way as Lucas Perry finishes up 19th and 20th point.
3-point hit, far side, Aronson. They go right to the ball, and Lucas Perry breaks out. See if they foul him. Nope, they spread the floor. Now a big problem here for the Chicks. Finally, they get Lucas Perry, and they'll put him back at the free throw line.
Country Day was regarded as many by the best team in the state of Michigan. All classes included throughout a lot of this year. Against Country Day, Powers made 29 of 36 free throws.
Tremendous. And Lucas Perry with 20 points before this free throw attempt, and he hits the second one. Van Dusen trying to create. He'll just go right himself to the basket. They make the basket. They get the points. They call the timeout. 24 seconds left. Patrick Lucas Perry. We were waiting for one player to kind of take ownership of this game, Tim, and here it is, PLP.
The skill set is undeniable. If you're looking for a comparison, how about a young Kalen Lucas from Michigan State? Best game is in transition. He's been the MVP in this game. So much poise, he thinks the game, never changes expression, flat out, an elite point guard.
A tremendous future awaits him as his basketball career will continue, of course, beyond this game. 2 more years left. And that doesn't make anybody feel good that knows they'll have Flint Powers on their schedule for the next couple of years.
And Flint Powers Catholic returns a lot next year.
Anderson is a senior. Shane Moreland is a senior. Those are the only 2. They're big losses, yes. But in terms of what they can do to fill in, the opportunity will be there for Flint Powers. They are sky high here at Breslin. Zeeland East. They haven't lost yet this year. Can they figure out a way to squeeze out one more win? Lucas Perry does the smart thing and pulls it back, but he's fouled. And he's back to the stripe.
I was talking to his father before the game. Lavelle Perry talked about the little kid in the backyard. Lavelle, who's at Michigan, Victoria, who started at Michigan State, Evelyn and Crystal, they played games, and Patrick was the little kid.
He's averaging 14 points before tonight. Now he's up to 23. There's a home run hit, a three-pointer. Aronson is back-to-back threes.
But there's no quit in Zeeland East.
And Aronson would be the guy that you wouldn't think would be trying to hit the big shots right now, but if he's open, you got to do what you got to do.
You know, the real problem for Zeeland in this game, they went 8 minutes and 47 seconds between field goals. That long drought allowed a Powers Catholic run that really sealed their fate. A 6-point deficit with 11.4 to go. It's too much to ask.
All the free throws that Lucas Perry has been shooting has maybe been working a little bit for the Chicks because they get a little rest. And can at least maybe get some energy back. Lucas Perry with 9 of 10 free throw makes in this game. Tim Herman, they take nothing for granted. Even with a 6-point lead with 11 seconds left. They have strong memories of last year. The chance to win a state championship can be fleeting.
The turning point for Flint Powers, their second game of the year, they lost to Flint Carmen. It was a wake-up call. From that point on, they had better practices, more focused, and they played with a sense of urgency. That's what has led to this game today.
They talk about getting by Country Day. They played at Country Day earlier in the year. They played without Rodney Anderson and still pushed the Warriors deep into the basketball game before Country Day pulled away. There is no quit in this Flint Powers team, and they are on the cusp of being rewarded with a state championship tonight here in East Lansing.
One free throw, and it's game over. Makes it a 3-possession ball game.
Jace Henneveld will go to the bench. 5 fouls for the senior, who wanted it so badly And again, as we so often remind everybody, there will be a time when the players on the teams that did not win will celebrate their season accomplishments, but right now is not the time. Lucas Perry at the free throw line. He has just been rock solid steady. And here's Van Dusen. Inside 10 seconds. He'll miss that one. Ball saved to Shane Moreland. And the state title goes to Flint Powers Catholic's Chargers in Class B. The celebration is on. The hoopla here at Breslin is for Flint Powers and the Chargers. Tim Herman, his third year on the job, and they are bringing home the state championship in Class B. Emotion overflowing on the Flint Powers sidelines. Shane Moreland leaves with a state title in his back pocket. How does it feel for the Chargers?
And how special that their freshman coach who passed away, John Daniels, they dedicated the finish and the championship to him. The first state title for boys ever for Flint Powers Catholic.
The jubilation is happening here in East Lansing. We'll pass out the awards in just a moment. Flint Powers wins Class B. The MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals on Fox Sports Detroit are brought to you by Officials for Kids. High school game officials improving the quality of care for kids at Children's Miracle Network hospitals across the state. And we are inside Breslin, our Class B champion, Flint Powers. A solid finish to a fantastic season as they knock off Zeeland East's Chicks. Here's the way it all unfolded today. The second straight Class D title for Muskegon and the Warriors. Melvindale, the first charter school to win a state title. Keith Appling burning up Kalamazoo Central with 49 points in the Detroit Pershing win. And the Flint Powers Chargers winning their first state title and redemption for not winning a year ago. Tim, What about the finish of our Class B game today? Your thoughts?
Well, my congratulations, especially to Rodney Anderson and Shane Moreland, the seniors. Patrick Lucas Perry was clutch down the stretch. I thought that Tim Herman really had his team prepared. And also Zeeland East, fantastic with their senior leadership. My congratulations to Mickey Cochran and the whole group.
A great season for Zeeland East, but they are denied a state championship. Certainly nothing to hang your head about as the awards are being passed out here at Breslin. A tremendous day of basketball. 4 extremely memorable basketball games. Tim Herman, a very relieved man here at Breslin. Thanks for watching our coverage of this year's MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals. Now for Tim McCormick and Mary Brady, I'm Dan Gutowski. Our final score, the Class B Championship. Flint Powers beating Zeeland East 62-54. You've been watching high school basketball on Fox Sports Detroit. Good night from East Lansing.